The next few months felt like a blur of movement, an unstoppable force that seemed to have its own momentum. Each morning, I woke up to new challenges, new victories, new obstacles to overcome. But this time, I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't drowning in the chaos. I was thriving. I had learned how to rise above the noise, how to take control of my situation and mold it into something powerful. The calls, the meetings, the deals, they all started to feel routine. But not in a bad way. It was like I had finally reached a point where I didn't need to prove myself anymore. I had done that, and now, it was just about executing. Getting things done, one step at a time. As Rivers and Rowe grew, so did my confidence. I wasn't just the woman who had lost everything and started over. I was a force in my own right. I had done the impossible. And now, I wasn't just playing the game, I was winning it. But with that success came the inevitable. The jealousy, the critics, the people who looked at me and saw a threat, not a success story. The ones who whispered behind my back, who tried to tear me down, to undermine everything I had built. I knew it would happen. It always did. But this time, I wasn't afraid of it. I wasn't worried about what anyone else thought. I had something they didn't. Belief. I had belief in myself, in what I was building, in the empire I was creating. And no matter how hard they tried to pull me down, it wouldn't matter. One day, just after signing a major deal with a new partner, I sat in my office, sipping my coffee, and the weight of everything hit me all at once. How far I had come. How much I had overcome. From the moment Gavin had left me with nothing, to this moment, sitting in my own office, running my own company, making my own decisions. It felt surreal, and in that moment, I realized just how far I had come. I had always dreamed of this. I had always imagined being the one in charge, the one who made the decisions. But the reality was better than I had ever expected. It wasn't just about the power or the success. It was about the freedom to do what I wanted, how I wanted, when I wanted. But as I sat there, reflecting on everything, I couldn't help but think of Gavin, of the way he had left me, of the way he had underestimated me. And a small part of me wanted to laugh. I wanted to call him, to rub it in his face, to tell him how wrong he had been, but I didn't. Because I didn't need to. I had already proven it to myself. The phone rang, interrupting my thoughts. It was Eric Barnes. He wanted to meet. "I've been following your progress," he said. "And I'm impressed. You've built something special, Nicole. I think it's time we took things to the next level." I sat back in my chair, my heart racing. Eric Barnes, the CEO of Barnes Tech, the man who had always been a mentor to me, was offering me a chance to take Rivers and Rowe even further. The deal was big, bigger than anything I had done before. But I was ready. I had the confidence. I had the experience. And most importantly, I had the vision. We met the next day. And when I sat down across from him, I could see the respect in his eyes. It wasn't just about business anymore. It was about partnership. About mutual respect. About building something even greater than what we had already built. And when the deal was finalized, I knew this was a turning point. This was the next chapter in the story of Rivers and Rowe. The months that followed were a blur of expansion. We hired more people, bringing in top talent from across the industry. We launched new products, secured new clients, and saw our revenue skyrocket. We were on track to be one of the biggest players in the tech industry. And yet, even with all of the success, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was still just getting started. I spent late nights in the office, working on new strategies, new ideas, new ways to grow the company even further. I wasn't satisfied with where we were. Not yet. There was still more to do, more to build, more to prove. One night, I received a call that would change everything. It was from Claire, the CEO of Veltic Solutions. "Nicole," she said, her voice calm but urgent. "We want to invest in Rivers and Rowe. We want to be a part of what you're building. Let's make this happen." I couldn't believe it. Veltic Solutions was one of the biggest names in the industry. Their partnership would elevate Rivers and Rowe to a whole new level. But more than that, it was a sign. A sign that what I had built was something special. That the world was taking notice, and so, the deal was done. Rivers and Rowe was now officially a multi-million-dollar empire, with investors, partners, and clients from all over the world. And yet, even with all the success, I couldn't help but feel like the best was yet to come. But then, something unexpected happened. I had always known that success brought challenges. I had always known that there would be people who tried to tear me down, who tried to take away what I had built. But I wasn't ready for what came next. It was a normal morning when I received an email from the legal department at Barnes Tech. The subject line read, "Legal concerns." My heart skipped a beat. I opened the email, and my stomach dropped. It was a cease and desist letter. They were claiming that I had used their proprietary information to build my business. They were accusing me of stealing their intellectual property. I couldn't believe it. After everything I had been through, after everything I had built, they were trying to tear me down. But instead of crumbling, I felt something else. Rage, determination. This wasn't going to be the end of my story. Not like this. I called Alan, the lawyer who had helped me set up Rivers and Rowe. "We've got work to do," I said. "They want to play dirty, but I'm not afraid of them." We spent the next few weeks preparing for a legal battle. The accusations were baseless, but that didn't matter. They were trying to intimidate me, to scare me, but I wasn't backing down. I had built Rivers and Rowe from the ground up, and no one was going to take it away from me. And then, one morning, the phone rang again. This time, it was Eric Barnes. "Nicole," he said, his voice somber. "I've been following the situation. I know what they're trying to do. And I want you to know, we're with you." I couldn't believe it. Eric, the very person who had helped me get to where I was standing by me. And just like that, I felt the weight of everything I had been fighting for lift. I wasn't alone anymore. I had built something that mattered, something that couldn't be erased, and now, I had the support of some of the biggest names in the industry. The legal battle was long and grueling, but in the end, we won. Barnes Tech folded, their claims dismissed. But it wasn't just the victory that mattered, it was the message that no matter how hard they tried to break me, I would always rise stronger. And that was when I realized that this wasn't just about building a business. This was about building something that would outlast everything. The next day, as I sat in my office, looking out at the city below, I received another email. This time, it was from a potential investor, someone who had been watching my progress from afar. They wanted to meet. And so, the cycle continued. Rivers and Rowe kept growing, kept thriving. And as the company expanded, so did I, not just as a businesswoman, but as a person. I had learned to trust myself, to believe in my abilities, and to never back down, no matter how many obstacles were placed in my way. In the end, it wasn't just about the money, the clients, or the success. It was about the journey. The journey of turning a crisis into a multi-million-dollar empire. And I knew, deep down, that this was only the beginning.